Lamine Yamal hasn't played any football since that Nations League final loss with Spain, but yet this summer, despite not playing at the FIFA Club World Cup with Barcelona, Lamine Yamal has made all the headlines again on social media for both the right and the wrong reasons. Primarily for the wrong reasons though, I'm not gonna lie. So what's everything that happened with Lamine Yamal this summer that's got him grabbing the spotlight when he's barely played any football? And do I think Lamine Yamal is going down the wrong path despite him just turning 18 years old? Well, let's take a look at Lamine Yamal's summer drama. Now for me, the summer started with the UEFA Nations League semi-final and the final, where Spain were the favorites to win this edition. After all, they did win the Euros last summer. So of course they were expected to win another international European tournament again. And it seemed like they would as well, with Spain beating France in the semi-finals 5-4 and Lamine Yamal scoring 2 goals to lead Spain to the final, where they would have to face Portugal, a side who unexpectedly beat Germany away from home 2-1. However, in the final, despite Marta Zubamendi scoring in the 21st minute and then Mikel Oyarzabal scoring in the 45th minute, with both goals obtaining leads in the game, Portugal would come back twice, with Nuno Mendes, the best left back in the world right now, scoring the 26th minute, and then the inevitable and legendary Cristiano Ronaldo scoring the 61st minute to equalize for the second time on the night. And this goal from Ronaldo put Yamal in the spotlight, because Ronaldo at 40 years old was scoring in a final for his country, but Yamal was unable to do anything on the night. Then in the penalty shootout, Alvaro Morata, obviously, who else would miss a penalty, and Portugal would end up beating Spain in the Nations League final in a penalty shootout, and they would unexpectedly be the ones lifting the Nations League title, their second one ever. And while they were celebrating, the entire Spain team was watching them lift the trophy except for Lamine Yamal, who walked out in a seemingly frustrated mood. And of course, the Ronaldo stands were not happy with this one, especially because Ronaldo's only showed love to Lamine Yamal, and they displayed their frustration with Yamal's attitude online. But I get it. I mean, your country just lost in the final. Seeing the other team celebrate is probably painful, you feel me? I think after losing something like this, it's probably best to get your mind off of it. Maybe take some time off of football and go on a vacation or something, you know? And that's what Lamine Yamal did. He went on a vacation to the Italian island of Pantelleria, but this became rather controversial. That's because he was spotted being on vacation with an apparent OnlyFans influencer, Fati Vazquez, who by the way was initially reported as being 30 years old, while Lamine Yamal was still only 17. That's right, we have a teenager going on a vacation running duos with a hot chick that's more than 10 years older than him. That is crazy. In fact, I'm pretty sure if this was in the US, this would be straight up illegal. Miss Fati Vazquez would be locked up. And I ain't talking about being cuffed in a relationship, I mean in prison. The craziest part out of all of this is Lamine Yamal once commented on one of her Instagram posts as a 13-year-old back in August 2020. Bro's been scouting on her like the Bryant Scouts. And once he got the fame and the money, bro got her to go on a vacation with them to fulfill his childhood dream. Low-key, I respect it, I can't lie. I don't know whether me saying that is controversial or not, but I'm speaking my truth. He's not the only man I know on the internet that's into MILFs as well. If you know, you know. Anyways, Fati Vazquez got pressed about this leaking too, even making an Instagram story post for people who call her out for hanging out with someone way younger than her romantically, saying it's sad to see how do people carry so much darkness inside. To those who wish me harm, I wish healing, because no one who is truly well with themselves wants to destroy another. Damn, I didn't know Fati Vazquez was the reincarnation of Shakespeare or some shit. That's not all she said though, because she then posted a whole tika tika essay about hanging out with Lamine Yamal that I'll just summarize. So TLDR, she said she had no intention of making this public. Yeah, obviously, you would probably know that you would have gotten cooked on the internet, which you did. And then she said she had no economic interest in the story. Yeah, but I kind of find it hard to believe that you didn't think this would leak, and you wouldn't get attention off Lamine Yamal, which you have, let's keep it real. She did say her career is solid, professional, and self-made. Not sure if I would count OnlyFans as professional, but whatever you say, man. And then she said legally in Spain, no crime has been committed. Yeah, you're one lucky woman. And then she had a whole point about saying getting called a 30-year-old when she's not even 30 is misleading, which is true, she was 29 at the time, but brother, 29 and 30, that's still like the same shit. You're still an auntie at that age. And then she said Lamine Yamal's popping, but so was she, and he's the one who noticed her first and not the other way around, which is true. I mean, we did see that Yamal comment on her post like from 5 years ago, but I feel like you should still know better than to go on a vacation with a 17-year-old when you're almost 30. She dead ass unk. This is not a good look. She moving to like EDP right now, I can't lie. Alright, that was a joke. Fati, please don't sue me. Now all this was from Fati Vazquez's side. What has Lamine Yamal said about the situation? Nothing. He's following the advice that my mama gave me. Just ignore it. Nah, I gotta take some notes, bro. This is how you handle controversy. Just don't say shit. Bro moving like Cody Kofaru. In fact, the one time Lamine Yamal referred to the situation is when a journalist asked him directly if there was anything happening, and all he said was there was nothing going on. Sure, Yamal. I know your game, you naughty boy. You can't fool me. Naughty. But just when he thought the drama of Lamine Yamal being with older women ends here, it doesn't. Because Yamal made the rounds again with a woman who was also 29, Claudio Bavel, a corn star. If you don't know what that is, good. You're innocent. Stay that way. But yo, Lamine Yamal is moving mad. So in late June, Lamine Yamal was on a show called Trade AR, and he was asked about the rumors that he was dating the adult content actress Claudia Bavel. And he said something like, she would tell y'all she rejected me because of a minor, but the reason they never met up is because I told her no. And it's impossible to find a picture of us together because she never came over, and no woman can enter his house because he lives with his mother. So basically, he shut down these rumors right after the Fati Vazquez story came out too. My boy's a dog. But anyways, Claudia, the adult actress if you will, clapped back, like rebuttal, not actually clapped, you know what I mean? And she said since Lamine spoke about it online, she would share her side of the story, and she said Lamine is lying and that he lives alone, and he's the one who sought out to reach out to her and insisted on meeting. And she then said she never had a relationship with a minor, never arranged a meeting, and the only thing that we agree on is that there is no meeting or situation that happened between us. So yeah, it kind of became a he says, she says sort of thing, until the WhatsApp messages came out, in which she read them online at a TV show, where Lamine Yamal started off saying, come to my house, I have heating, which is an interesting opening line to say to someone. Might have to copy that one, I can't lie, gonna have to add this to my bag. But anyway, she replied saying it would be too much because she's 11 years older than Lamine. And Lamine said, nah, that's perfect. Nah, bro, this guy loves his older woman. This dude loves MILFs. And shit, I can't even blame him. Anyways, back to topic. She then said if I get arrested, Lamine better bail her out. And Lamine said, I give you my word. Nah, this dude is actually a dog. Bro realized after getting done dirty by Alex Padilla that he's gonna go for girls way older than him and are more mature. I can see the vision. And no cap, I gotta start shooting my shot more. These are the type of shots that I gotta be putting up. I mean, what? But believe it or not, the drama surrounding Lamine Yamal doesn't even end here. Because this summer break, with Lamine Yamal not playing in the tournament this time around, had the unique opportunity to celebrate his birthday, his 18th in fact. So he decided to throw an absolute rager and threw a huge mafia themed party with over 200 guests, including celebrities, footballers like Lewandowski. What is bro doing at an 18-year-old's birthday party? What the hell?
What the segment?
But anyways, the party was hyped up to the max, and it had hella rules, like phones are banned, no pictures are allowed, will be one of the events of the summer, as I mentioned already, drugs are completely banned, W sobriety, and Lamine Yamal will pay for everyone's travel, accommodation, and food. Damn, Lamine Yamal's new contract with Barca got him living lavish. Paying for everyone's accommodation? Damn! Also, there was a source saying there will be condoms for every guest. Yo, if that's true, that is wild. These motherfuckers don't even have to pay for their own condoms, bruh. Man, Lamine, let me get the invite to the next one. I mean, what? Now, of course, with a party this big, it came with some controversy, and there were a couple of huge headlines coming out of this one. The first one was from a Spanish model, Claudia Calvo, who came out and said that she was asked to attend Lamine Yamal's birthday party and was offered between 10 to 20,000 euros to go. But she was low-key confused on why she was being asked to go in the first place, because they were asking for a blonde woman with very specific chest dimensions. Nah, bro loves racks, and I ain't talking about money. He's trying to throw some 1-2s in boxing, and I ain't talking about no punching bags. He's trying to motorboat, and I ain't talking about no jet ski on the water. He's trying to do that on some titties. Okay, real talk though, I can see why bro calls Neymar his idol, and the streets call him a Neymar reject. I just never realized they meant off the pitch as well. When Lamine visited Neymar in Rio de Janeiro this summer, bro must have asked the GOAT football partier for advice on what to do for his 18th birthday party, because this is definitely something I can see Neymar doing in his past. And shit, I can't even blame the kid. But let me get the invite next time though, for real. Now the party looked sick. I mean, there were celebrities there, and it just looked turnt, man. It looked lit. Lamine Yamal was also trying to imitate Biggie Smalls wearing the all-white drip, but instead, bro started facing Diddy allegations. Don't worry, I'm planning to dress in all white. Ooh, you like Diddy, huh? Wait, what? No, more like Biggie Smalls. Oh, my fault. You know what they say now. There ain't no party like a Lamine Yamal party. Okay, let's not make this an actual thing. Now, the controversy surrounding Lamine Yamal's 18th birthday party doesn't even end here, because after the night ended, bro started facing a dwarf scandal. That's right, you heard me correctly, dwarfs. So there was a video film showing dwarves leaving Lamine Yamal's party in the middle of a forest. Logan Paul would have lost his mind seeing them. Yup. And after this came out, it was revealed that the dwarves were hired for entertainment use, for which Lamine Yamal would face apparent legal action from the Association of People with Achondroplasia and Other Skeletal Dysplasias. Damn, that's tough. And it's also tough for Endrick. He's probably wondering where his invite went. Alright, that straight was out of nowhere. My fault, Endrick. I'm only like 2 inches taller than bro. On Hinge. I shouldn't be making fun of him. But anyway, speaking about the investigation, on top of everything I just said, Jesus Martin Blanco, the director of the rights of persons with disabilities in Spain's Ministry of Social Rights, also called for an investigation, saying a guy who has so many followers and is a big influence, thinking that they can get away with that is not okay, and the law is for everyone, including the powerful. I paraphrase it, but that's basically what he said. And Lamine Yamal might be in a lot of trouble. And now due to this, a journalist has claimed that Barcelona is actually very worried about Lamine Yamal and his latest actions, and the path he was going down. And I can kind of understand that. To get in like 2 or 3 controversial stories in just a summer alone, when you're arguably the next face in football and one of the favorites to win the Ballon d'Or when you were playing the entire season as a 17-year-old, is kind of alarming. Maybe someone much older than him, like Lewandowski for example, instead of making TikToks, he and others should sit him down and talk to him and tell him to basically lock in and stop making the headlines for the wrong reasons. But I am going to defend Lamine Yamal a bit here, because the Catalan radio station RAC1 did an interview with one of the dwarves at the party, who they made sure to keep anonymous. And the dwarf Dwarf kind of came out and defended Lamine Yamal. The alleged Dwarf said things like, "We are only asking they let us work. We are normal people, self-employed, and do everything legally. And what the association is doing right now is discrediting our work as professionals." The Dwarf also went on and said, "We do this job because we want to. Nobody is forcing us. We like to be artists, and nobody from the association have reached out to us. What they've been doing is screwing with our jobs, and they don't even offer solutions either." Then they ended it with this: "If we see one single sign of disrespect towards us, the show will end." But they never face his lack of respect, including Lamine Yamal's party, and they just try to entertain and try to make people have a fun time. So honestly, did Lamine Yamal do anything wrong here? I don't really know. Listen, I'm all for free will type shit. So if someone with a unique disability wants to use their setback as something monetizable and potentially even profitable, by all means, I feel like they should be allowed to. Go get that bag. Turn a negative into a positive. And the fact that the association didn't even reach out to them and are making all these claims and are suing Lamine Yamal without even the consent of the Dwarves at the party is just crazy. They're just making Lamine Yamal look like a villain, and they're using him, in my opinion, to make a point. But hey, that's just my 2 cents. Now, I did say this summer wasn't all negative for Lamine Yamal. He did make the headlines for some positive reasons as well. Well, one positive reason. And it's the fact that after Ansu Fati left to Monaco on a permanent deal, Lamine Yamal has now taken the number 10, following legends such as Lionel Messi, Ronaldinho, Romario, etc. I want to see Yamal be given the 10 for a while now, and to finally see it happen is a good thing. And truthfully, I can see him living up to this legendary number. Regardless of all the outside controversies that Yamal has, especially with him being an absolute whore dog, this dude is arguably the best footballer in the world right now. And he's not going to fall off the face of the earth in the sport just because he likes to get his dick wet. Yeah, maybe he needs to lock in a little bit more and forget about texting baddies and hosting parties. But all in all, the guy's a menace on the pitch, and I'm going to enjoy seeing him cook next season. I even already ordered a Barca Lamine Yamal number 10 jersey, and I'm not even a Barca fan. But anyways, what are your guys' thoughts on the controversy surrounding Lamine Yamal this summer? Are they overblown, or is he at fault for them? Let me know down in the comments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, please remember to subscribe and follow me on my socials, Twitter, Instagram, Twitch, and make sure to join the Discord community. All the links are in my YouTube description. And last but not least, if you want to learn about the rise and fall of the young career of Gio Reyna so far, you definitely want to check out this video right here. You won't regret it.